The flowers in the Scabious family are all composite flowers in the sense that the flower head consists of lots of individual florets, but not composite in the way that a daisy or a dandelion or a thistle flower head would be, because here the individual florets retain most of their individuality, whereas in the daisy family the florets in the head function in a much more integrated way as a single floral unit. We have two common species of Scabious in this part of the world. We have Field Scabious and Devil's Bit Scabious. Now, Field Scabious is very much a midsummer flower, although it continues right through to the end, into autumn in fact, basically. We're now more or less at the beginning of September. The flower heads are bluish lilac in colour, and if you look carefully at them, you'll see that they get slightly bigger from the centre outwards. And also, as they get towards the end, they become distinctly zygomorphic, or bilaterally symmetrical, in the sense that the outer florets in the little four-toothed chalices of the individual florets are much larger than the other petals are. It's a plant that grows on good soils. By contrast, Devil's Bit Scabious is very much an autumn flower, and it's very much a flower of more peaty soils. Several points of distinction make it easier to tell the difference between them. The flower heads in Devil's Bit Scabious, they're more hemispherical. The colour is violet purple rather than bluish lilac in Field Scabious, and all the florets in the head are more or less the same size. The floral strategy of both species is much the same. The stamens mature first, from the outside in, one at a time in each flower, and all together in waves towards the centre as they do so, succeeding each other gradually over several days, the anthers projecting way beyond the corolla. For several days the flower stays like this, the stamens maturing one by one in each flower. Then the anthers wither, and all the styles lengthen, taking the stigmas out to where the anthers were previously, where they all become receptive at the same time, an arrangement that makes cross-pollination almost inevitable. The fact that all the stigmas in the head develop almost simultaneously means that it is possible for them all to be cross-pollinated in a single visit. The flowers of both species are highly attracted to a wide variety of bees, butterflies and hoverflies in summer and early autumn, Devil's Bit Scabious becoming the more important of the two as the season advances. It is the food plant of the marsh fritillary, which lays its eggs in groups on the underside of the leaves where they overwinter, and the narrow-bordered bee hawk moth, both of which are rare and rather special insects. Scabious species had an exceptional variety of uses in earlier times. The most common perhaps being those that reflect the name itself, for use in scabby conditions such as scabies. And this is the doctrine of signatures at work again, because it was assumed that the scab-like bracts at the back of the flower resembled human scabs. So it was used for the treatment of scabies, for other skin infections by extension, leprosy, the sores associated with the plague, and more minor ailments such as pimples, freckles, even dandruff. In fact, a wash made from the plant in pre-shampoo days was considered to be excellent for washing your hair. Among the other uses, the numerous other uses, there was one which prescribed the use of the root as an antidote to poisons. And it is in fact to the root we have to look for an explanation of the name, Devil's Bit Scabious, because the root is extremely peculiar. If you look at the roots, you'll see they look as though the lower part of the root system, the rootstock, has been bitten off. And in a famous herbal of the 15th century, the Ortus Sanitatis, we read an explanation. The Blessed Virgin thwarted the devil's use of this powerful root to such an extent that in his frustration and fury, the devil bit off the lower part of the rootstock. And in another somewhat later version, we are told that the root of Devil's Bit Scabious was so beneficial and was able to cure so many ailments, so many human ailments, that the devil bit off the lower part of it when he saw that there was a danger of the rootstock extending all the way down into hell itself.